Welcome back to the Sanctuary, Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, and the Island Sanctuary. Kruznik X here. It has been a long road to complete what we have completed in the months that since Island Sanctuary started. And honestly, I couldn't be happier for it. Now, granted, probably a lot of Island Sanctuaries look the same. But each one is unique, and I plan on changing a lot about my Island Sanctuary in the years to come. In the days to come. But right now, we have our home sweet sanctuary, and that's all I could ask for. Tataru promised one final visitor to the Island Sanctuary, and as such, we are going to quickly check one final time on the sanctuary. I've been stockpiling for the next round of stuff that I want to do, but so I haven't really done much in terms of workshop. But still, I make a pretty decent yield on everything, so it's not like I'm strapped for calories. But anyway, let's get right down to it and talk to the curious courier to complete the final quest in our Island Sanctuary journey, where worries melt away. Contact from Mistress Tataru! She sends word that she is presently on her way with the final group of visitors. Whoever they are, I've no doubt they shall find our sanctuary more than satisfactory. Having been so honored by the Admiral practically guarantees it. Now, pray, make for the Western Inlet. With haste, with haste! Well, we definitely know who we haven't been visited by yet, so it can only be no one other than a certain Garlean. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Chris. Some delegates from Garlemald. Forgive our intrusion. Ulysses Pierre Norbanus, reporting for recreation. I thought it best we not arrive in uniform, but these are my comrades of the First Legion. They've been laboring daily to ensure the Garlean community's needs are met. Tataru's invitation came as a surprise to all of us, but, well, do you remember how we insisted the twins take proper leave from their duties in Garlemald? They informed the Ilsabard contingent of their impending departure, of course, and apparently the news traveled fast. Specifically to Amanalaine and Sicard. According to Lucia, they were uncommonly allied in their insistence that our Garlean comrades needed a vacation above anyone. Knowing full well the relaxation to be found on your island, they wasted no time in hatching a plan to ensure the Garlean community's most indefatigable workers benefited from such pleasurable environs. Thus, we lured out Ulysses and his contingent, and by Amanalaine's airship, Sicard's swiftest vessel, and my wee little rowboat, deliver our fine guest to your lovely island. Of course. We had our reservations at first, but could not in good conscience refuse such a generous offer. So, here we are, vacationing. That's the spirit. Now, what would you like to do? Lounge on the beach? Soak in the greenery? Tour the island's landmarks? What do you think? How about a stroll through the wilds? Not a bad idea. From the looks of it, this island's wilderness seems plentiful enough to get lost in. Mountains, forests, and no doubt rivers. I can think of no better place to undergo survival training. For all his willingness to humor us, something tells me he's not a practiced vacationer. How about we pay a visit to Chris's mammoths? You can see the sort of work they get up to, and even try your hand at some of their tasks, if you so choose. Do you keep crops on this island? The art of cultivation has been passed down in my family for generations, so I would be happy to tend to the fields. I have some experience in caring for animals. My mother and father were once farmhands, and I have fond memories of learning the trade. My family once made good business in forestry. From logging to splitting firewood, I'm your man. We Garleans are an agricultural people first and foremost. Even after we were driven north, we found arable land and nurtured fields with enough crop to spare for livestock. What's more, before ceruleum and iron, we relied upon lumber to build our houses and heat our hearths. Until my parents' and grandparents' time, most of us led simple lives in simple homes. Not unlike those you found abandoned in Lapis Manalis. Is that so? I must say, I hadn't anticipated such an enthusiasm for agriculture, but I'm glad to hear it. It seems your island is in good hands. Shall we head for the hideaway? Then allow me to lead the way. Yes, please do, Tataru. Alright, let's ride. The mammoths have escorted our guests to their respective areas of interest. Everyone seemed eager to get started. I hope they find it to be a good change of pace. Compared to the Garlemald of recent times, this tropical paradise offers far more in the way of... tropical gifts! I prepared some garments for Yulis and the others, but entirely forgot to present them once we arrived. We can still catch up to them, though. You'll help me deliver them, won't you? I'll give you the outfits for Julius, his quiet friend, and that strapping lad with a love of lumber. You can leave the others to me. Let's meet back here afterwards. All right, let's fly. Okay, there's the enthusiastic soldier. Ah, hello there. I was just on my way to gather some wood with this mammoth. tropical attire? For me? You and the young miss are most generous hosts. I shall look forward to changing into this upon my return. For now, the wilds call. If training under Lord Quintus all those years left me with anything, it is the confidence to overcome any hardship. I dare say felling a few trees will prove relaxing in comparison. Alright, where's Julius? Or Eulus? I forget how to pronounce his name. All the bleeding time. There he is. Oh, Chris! We were just talking about you. Is it true you built all this from nothing? As someone who was raised in the capital and joined the military directly after graduation, I'm not possessed of the same skills as others in my contingent. I find your work here truly impressive. I wasn't even sure what jobs were available on an island like this, so I've been having this mammoth explain your operation here as we tour the facilities. Garments? I thought my civilian attire suitable for such recreational ventures, but perhaps not. Still, this is unbelievably tight. Quite the far cry from our hefty uniforms. We'll find somewhere to change. Extend Tataru our thanks, will you? Here, Manius. Have you and Chris been properly introduced? Aye. We had occasion to speak some time ago. At Victor's spoils, as I recall. Though you were trailing a tiny chocobo at the time, not to mention that spider-like communicator. Never seen a more curious piece of Magitech. There I am, graveside, and it starts spouting philosophical queries at me. Oh yeah! A tiny chocobo and a philosophical Magitech? You sure you weren't dreaming? Of course I wasn't dreaming! I'm not like some of us who drift off during lecture and start loudly scolding our kid siblings in our sleep. It was one time! Let me live it down already! If I don't keep your elite ass humble, who will? You're stuck with me, Julius. They're brothers. And look, the sun is starting to rise. Just in time to watch the sunrise. Taru? I managed to catch up to the others. How did you fare? I had a mount. Wonderful! With their new tropical wear, hopefully their stay will be all the more comfortable. Now then, while our guests enjoy their activities, we should make preparations for our meal. Walking outside in the fresh air is bound to whet the appetite, don't you think? We could have a wonderful little party on the beach when they return. Sounds good to me. They all look good in their tropical attire. It's strange, you know? To be here now, like this, after so much has happened. First, the death of Emperor Solus. Then Emperor Varus was assassinated. Life as we knew it was pushed straight into the abyss. How blind we were. And how heavy a price we paid for it. In our ignorance, we fed the fires of conflict that gave rise to anima, and lost everything we held dear. Our families, our friends, families. The Osabar contingent arrived in the midst of that chaos to save us from ourselves. The damage was already done. Countless were tempered that night, myself included. Yet, that wasn't the end. You and your allies found a cure and roused us from that waking nightmare. Into another scorching sky, our star being ravaged by the final days. What was left after such a calamity? A mountain of problems, heaped like the rubble of our capital. We didn't even know where to start picking up the pieces. And then along came Alphino and Alice, the Harnish Satrap, and Zira, of course. She came, befriended us, then left as suddenly as she arrived. That's how life is, isn't it? One unpredictable thing after the next. Time passing in an inexorable flow. And it is through the ups and downs of each passing day that I finally realized something. Honestly, it's so obvious I could laugh. Every beginning has an end. We are destined to experience loss. All of us. Yet, it is the culmination of these endings that builds a future. Indeed it is, Ulysses. Indeed it is. Seriously, they all look really good in their tropical attire. Anyway. We finished reporting our progress to your mammoths and indicated where they might easily resume the tasks we were entrusted. This is just what we needed. Thank you. I've no doubt that remembering our stay here will make even the coldest nights seem a little warmer. I'd hoped to express our thanks in a more material manner, but seeing as we're still relying upon the goodwill of all the nations, I'm afraid the labor we provided is the most we can offer. From what the mammoths tell me, your workmanship was exemplary. We should be thanking you. I'm glad to hear it. The Mammoths were likewise generous with their expertise, so please extend to them our gratitude. Well, we'll put all we learned here to good use back home. And once Garlemald has regained her footing, I'll extend you an invitation. In the summer, I think, when the wind sweeps across the meadows to the snow-capped mountains beyond. After seeing your beautiful isle, I have a strong feeling you'll like it. I look forward to it. As do we. And now that we're refreshed, we'll work doubly hard to see that day come to pass. Until we meet again, Chris, take care.
If you're all ready to go, pray wait for me by the skiff. Rest assured that Tataru's wee little rowboat shall see you safely and comfortably to your connecting vessel. With this, I officially have no more guests to bring to you. Thinking back, we made wonderful memories here, didn't we? With friends both old and new, near and far. While I am glad the Island Sanctuary Initiative succeeded, far more precious to me is the time we spent here together. How about you, Chris? Did you enjoy the change of pace?
Yeah.
Nothing would make me happier if you did. No matter where adventure leads, may your hideaway here continue to serve you for summers and summers to come.
And with that, the Island Sanctuary has finally been concluded. I definitely look forward to, spending some time in here and just, avoiding everything else. But for now, I look forward to the future and what new adventures may come. But speaking of adventures, we still have a little bit left to do in terms of story. And that story is the main scenario. With that being said, that concludes the Island Sanctuary in this episode of Kruznix Sanctuary. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you're watching the live stream on Twitch, stay tuned for final announcements. But if you haven't done it yet, hit the follow button below and be sure to turn on notifications. If you're watching on YouTube and you like this if you're watching the highlight on YouTube and you like this video, click the like button below and leave a comment. Subscribe by clicking here and click the bell icon for notifications. Click here to watch whatever the algorithm's putting out. Click here to watch the full Endwalker playlist. And click here to watch either the most recent video or the next episode when it comes out. We'll see you next time.